Hello, everybody. This is Stuart Jean coming back at you here from Musicians Institute, Hollywood, California, with Drum Magazine. We've been looking at punk rock for various reasons in this month of November 2019. Going to close out by analyzing a tune that sort of has a little bit of everything, and it's really interesting how the tune gets from one place to another. I'm talking about Green Day. I'm talking about Jesus of Suburbia. Green Day is a modern day, power pop punk band. And this tune is great because it's somewhere around, clocks in about 10 minutes long, roughly, something like that. And I'm just going to play you. I made like a mashed up 3-minute version track that sort of touches the bases of all the different segments of the song. So I'm not analyzing the drumming necessarily or transcribing the drumming. I just want to use this video to talk about some of the techniques that are interesting of how they go from one part of the tune to another part. So I'm just going to play it first, and then I'll break it down afterwards. So check it out, and you'll see some notes as I'm playing. You'll see some notes on the screen of what's going on, and then stay tuned after I play it, and you'll get the breakdown. Cool. Okay, cool. So what's happening there is that song starts out about 142 BPM, somewhere in that ballpark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and it's a surf rock punk beat, right? All right, we talked about that groove, earlier this month. So it starts there. Obviously there's hits and drum fills and all these sections, but that's basically where we're at. Quarter note equals 142, surf rock punk thing. The next phase of the song goes to like a halftime rock ballad. Again, with some hits and interesting things, but that's basically the gist of it. It's halftime, but halftime of 142 seemed like, I guess to them, was a little too slow, so they nudged it up a little bit because we wouldn't want to be at 71, or they're not at 71. It's closer to, I'd say, 75, but it's essentially halftime. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1. So we went from 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they use the figure. The song starts out 1, 2, 3, 4, bam, 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 right, and then they use that same figure, and you'll notice when I played it, before they really get to the halftime feel, before they get there, they use that same lick, that same sort of idea. They use it, but to me, that's already the new tempo. They use something from the beginning of the song or something that reoccurs, and they're using that as a springboard to transform into this new section. And now they're at the halftime. Quarter note equals 75. 2, 3 backbeats on 2 and 4. I always make sure I'm going to put the backbeats on 2 and 4, and that determines what tempo, how I'm counting this, how I'm feeling this, what's my BPM. So this would be 75 BPM. Next section is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, ba 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 doop boop 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 ba doop ba doop boop boop boop. I'm calling it 3/8. You can debate if it should be 6/8 or 3/4, whatever you think, but I'm just using 3/8 to make it kind of easy to explain and easier to notate, at least for my personal way. But so they're here. They're at 75. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Eighth notes are here. And if we played the 3/8 there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, too slow. So they actually use that same figure, like babble. Where are they at? 1, down, and they go. And they use an accelerando. They just speed up that figure to get to where they want to go. But what's happening is they are using the eighth note. Here's the eighth note. That's eventually going to become our 3/8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So what was the eighth note in BPM 75? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That now becomes our downbeat in 3/8. Obviously changes the notation. That is a metric modulation. So who would think that a punk rock band would use a metric modulation? And it's not exactly metronomic. It's not the numbers. They speed up on purpose because they're using that as a vehicle, but they want to get somewhere new. And I just love that. I think that's the best way to use modulations outside of just being tricky and a hip drummer. But as for compositionally, this is a great way, and a drummer can really help a band if you have like two songs that aren't really complete and you want to kind of morph them together. I always think the drummer is the one in the band that has the skill to figure out how are we going to get from one to the other. And there might be a way we can use a rhythm that's already existing, and if we have to fudge something a little bit, rush a little bit, or slow it down, push, But that's really a great thing. So now they're in the and obviously that goes on and on. It's got all these sections. It's really fun. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Then they just throw in it immediately to get to the new section, which is going to be a rock shuffle. All right, they have to get there. So they have to get from 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, dooba dabba dooba dabba dooba dooba doo boo. So they just use a 2/4 bar in the new tempo. So they're here 1, 2, 3, do 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 da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, ba ba booba dooba 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 doo. And that actually kind of settles a little tiny bit. So that's those two hits, da da 1, 2. It's a 2/4 bar, and now they're in 4/4 rock shuffle. All right, so now they're in the fourth phase of this song, and then the next part there's a little bit of a hold, like that, and then they stay at that's about 176 where they're at there. Do 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 do. That's 176, and let me let you hear that. So I'm right. Okay. And that's pretty driving, you know. And then it breaks down, and then they go into that 2-beat feel. I don't even know if there's that much going on the snare, but that it's my interpretation as far as what you saw me play. I'm just playing it my way. But so the feel changes, but we're still at 176. So we going from 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely a different feel. And, you got to make sure you maintain. That would probably want to sag a little bit, but they stay right there at that tempo. And then the last phase of the song, there is no, I can't figure out the math, but they just go into a new section, and it's on that bass player who's just got to nail that. It's about 97 BPM. Do 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 do. 1 E and a 2 E and a do 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 do. And they just say, we're just going to go straight into this new feel. So epic song that goes to like 6 different feels, and it's really fun, and I think this ties in with what we've been talking about with punk, because punk is really a melting pot of so many things, and it's influenced so much. So this one song sort of, it's like a microcosm of everything about punk in a way. So really fun, and if you're not hip to that song, I hope you check it out, because it's a really great song. It kind of reminds me of it's like a modern day version of a Quick One by The Who, which would require a whole nother breakdown, but check that tune out too. So I hope you dig that, everyone, and stay tuned for more. Keep writing your comments and following Drum Magazine. They need your support, and we really appreciate it. And the drumming community, we're all one big fraternity out there. So enjoy, everyone, and just keep shedding and be a drumming warrior out there. Take care.